Alright, so I'm gonna start adding reading blocks to my channel, and I'm gonna start with this book here. I got this in Target. This is Gothicana. Look at the spread edges, they're beautiful, they're gorgeous. I just don't like the sticker. Now I know that this is not a new book. On Goodreads it's sitting at a 3.9 star, close to a 4 stars, and the author it's Renux. It's a dark romance, and I haven't really read anything by this author. Looking through Goodreads, I've seen that she has other books, a series called The Darker or something like that, where most of those books are at a 4-star rating or above. So I saw this book, and I've been eyeing this book actually because of the spread edges and the beautiful end pages. They're beautiful. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and read this book, and I'll just do gradual updates on this book and how I like it, and I'll give you guys my little book review as I read along, so just keep on watching. Okay, so it's Wednesday, 10:30 p.m. and I'm gonna start reading this book right now. It's 398 pages. It should take me about 2 to 3 days to finish reading this book. I'm not a fast reader. Sometimes I could be, but in general it takes me like about 2 to 3 days to finish a 400 book page. We'll see how fast I'm able to read this and if I like it, or if I'm gonna DNF it or whatnot. But yeah, so it's 10:30, and yeah, so I'll be back. Alright guys, so update on the book. I only read about the first 6 chapters from this book last night, 78 pages, and I really like the story. So far you're introduced to the main character, Corvina. She is an introvert, lives on the outskirts, like in the suburbs. She doesn't really have any friends, she doesn't really talk with anyone, and she's also homeschooled. Her mother died, so now she's by herself, I think with her grandma. And she received a handwritten letter. It was a scholarship to this rare, like, hidden castle, which happens to be a university, a school. And so she accepts it. On her way to the school, the driver is telling her that that place is disgusting, that people die, people that go into that school never come out alive. People come out crazy if they do, or you know, there's haunted, ghost, paranormal activity going on in there. People don't really like going in there because it's haunted. While Corvina's on her way, you know, and hearing this kind of gets her scared. Anyways, on her first day of school, she meets her friend Jade, which happens to be, I think, her best friend so far, or her only friend. She's very extroverted, very outgoing, very happy, very bubbly. She used to be a student last year, but she dropped out and came back this year. So she kind of knows her way around the school, and she's gonna show Corvina the way around the school and the faculty and staff. Anyways, a few days after, you know, they're in their dorms and everything, one night Corvina wakes up because she's listening to this random sound coming out of the castle. She follows the sound and she sees a very handsome guy playing the piano. She has a crush on him from first, like, love at first sight, and lo and behold, this guy happens to be her teacher, Deverdell, and so she has the hots for him. But guess what? He also has the hots for her, or that's what it seems. And I feel like that's where the story's leaning towards. Anyways, so that's kind of where I'm at so far. Also, there is a specific, every 5 years, according to Jade, there's a specific dance that the ballroom dance, something like that, where a few years, the last time it happened, whomever went with Deverdell, the teacher, went missing and never came back. So I'm assuming if they go this year for the dance, who's gonna go missing? It's very interesting so far, guys. Very interesting. I really like it, and I'm enjoying this book. Let's see how far I get to reading this book tonight. Alright guys, so a reading update. I did a really good reading today. It was a really good day for me. I'm now in page 238, chapter 19, I believe. And I'm not liking the book anymore. But So the main character, Corvina, I don't like her. I feel like she's not well written. I feel like I don't really, so she grew up as an introvert, right? She doesn't really have a lot of friends, but then she started going to school and she started to loosen up a little bit. Well, it doesn't make sense for her to start fucking her teacher right away. Like, there's really no point for it. And then the teacher just fucks with her anywhere, and like the friends found out, and now the friends know that she's fucking up with the teacher, and there's just really a lot of smut in the book that I kind of skimmed through pages. I believe chapter 17 or 13, I forgot which one. I completely skipped through it because it was just sex after sex and like uncalled for, unneeded. I also don't really like the dialogue between the characters and the meaning of why they're doing stuff. For example, Corvina, she's always wet. And the teacher's always there for her. She was telling him about her mom's issues and how she deals with him as he's, you know, playing with her private parts and touching her nipples. And I'm like, it doesn't make sense. And she's supposed to be 19, he's 28, I think. One of the best friends committed suicide. He jumped off the ceiling, the roof, and committed suicide. And there's really the dialogue between the characters and the story and the meaning behind why they do stuff does not really make sense. Make it make sense, and it doesn't. Also, I am like about 70% of the way done with the book, and that dance that happens every 5 years has yet to happen. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know who else is gonna die, and she also has friends that didn't like her, or I don't know. So far I'm not enjoying this. It's a 2.5 star read so far, leading towards a 2 star. I have never given a book a low rating of a 2, but this book is definitely taking the cake for it. So I'll continue reading. I'll probably finish it tonight, and yeah, but so far I'm not liking it. Let me read to you guys chapter 20. It says, he effed her in the classroom that evening, sending her to the main hall for dinner, sore and full of his seed, just as he liked it. Chapter 20. This is why it has unnecessary dialogue that really the book does not really need. Like, do we really need to know that? I'm having a hard time reading this book because there's just a lot of uncalled for scenes of that nature that don't really add up to the story. Like, it started so good, and I'm having a hard time going through the book because you're reading something and out of nowhere they're doing something else. Like, it doesn't make sense, and I think I'm gonna have to DNF this book. I really tried to keep reading, but if I don't have to be putting myself to this because I want to read a book that brings me joy to the, you know, I want to enjoy reading the story. I'm not enjoying this book at all. It's cringy. Like, there's the plot, the story, I'm gonna read this chapter and be back after chapter 21 and see what happens. Okay guys, I could not finish chapter 20. It was too graphic, and some of you guys may like that. Some of you guys may like books like this. It's my first time reading a dark romance, and I was expecting a bit more of the paranormal, more of the mystery in it, but it's just way too much smut in it, and it just comes out of nowhere. Like, I will understand if it made sense, but like it's uncalled for and unneeded at the times where the author decided to put those type of scenes. Like, and I will not finish this book. I'm gonna DNF, and if I find the receipt, I'm gonna go ahead and return it. I think I threw it, or it might just be in my backpack. I'm gonna go ahead and return this book. So this is kind of where I'm gonna end the blog, or the video actually, because I'm not gonna keep reading this book. I lost interest, and I'm not gonna waste time of my life reading a book, reading a novel that I'm just not really interested in. I kind of just find cringe at this time. So yeah, but if you like this type of books, if you like this type of genre, I know that is more of like a dark romance, has to have this type of, you know, aspect to it. But the way it's thrown at us in this book, like you're reading something nice, and then out of nowhere it says, for example, she looks at the corner of her eye and he sees his bulge erecting and her mouth starts to water. She drops to her knees, and I'm like, it's uncalled for, unneeded at the time, and there's really no point for, I'm not even gonna explain myself. But if you like this book, good for you. Let me know in the comments below. And if you didn't like it, let me know in the comments below as well. But what other dark romance books do you recommend for me to read? If you made it all the way through, then thank you. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.